What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel, and on today's episode of Entrepreneur Reacts, we're looking at Charlie Chang, my 10 sources of income at age 28, six-figure entrepreneur. Now, for me personally, I'm also 28 years old, an entrepreneur, and I'm really curious when I see the title, 10 sources of income. I've been following Charlie on YouTube actually for a couple of months, and he's really blown up in 2020 during the time of quarantine. He also did a fun video titled "A Day in the Life of a 28-Year-Old Entrepreneur," Quarantine Edition. I'll link both the video I'll be reacting to and that video in the description below. Without further ado, let's check out the video.
Hey guys, my name is Charlie. I am 28 years old, and in this video, I'm showing you my 10 streams of income. Now, just a little bit about me.
I mean, really, 10 streams of income? Like, how do you even manage so many different sources of income? I mean, personally for me, like my main source of income is obviously my salary at MySwimPro. It's a global technology and media company. But, you know, outside of that, yeah, I've got some consulting gigs, maybe a speaking gig. I'll do some coaching, but, you know, not 10. Holy fudge, good for him.
I am an entrepreneur living in Southern California, and as of right now, I'm about 6 years out of college. I went to UCLA, graduated in 2010 with a bachelor's in psychobiology, and ever since then, I've been working for myself. I took my MCAT, didn't actually get into medical school, tried working as an EMT but failed my final practical, and from then on it was just like I didn't really know what to do. My parents still wanted me to go to med school, I started building my own businesses, and I never gave up on my entrepreneurial pursuits. It has been 1 year.
Good for him. Yeah, Charlie, awesome job. Never give up on your entrepreneurial pursuits. I mean, my story is a little bit different, but similar. I'm actually a year older than Charlie. I graduated in 2013, so 1 year older. But I think similar in the sense that not really sure what you want to do. You know, parents want you to do one thing, society wants you to do another thing, and you're really trying to figure it out, and you kind of dabble in a few different things until finally you get back to your entrepreneurial roots.
Years since I made my last income stream video, and a lot of things have changed. I've added streams of income, I've lost some streams of income, but overall everything has been really good. I moved in with my girlfriend to a new place in Costa Mesa, got myself my dream car, took some really big business risks that still...
All right, so he's got a nice ride. It looks like a BMW i8. I mean, I'm personally riding the Alfa Romeo, which is pretty sweet, but a guy loves his cars, gotta give him props.
Scared me to this day. And I think most importantly, I learned a lot and I met a lot of amazing people. So yeah, like I said, my last video, which I made about 1 year ago, just started getting a lot of traction. And I was like, hey, this video is not totally up to date. So that is why I'm creating this new and updated video. So you guys, make sure to watch this video.
If you guys look at the curve of that graph on YouTube, that is absolutely insane. When we talk about hockey stick growth, that is what Charlie is experiencing on YouTube. I mean, at the time of this video, he has just over 100,000 subscribers. I swear I was following this guy when he had like 20 or 30,000 subscribers, and I feel like he'll probably gain 100,000 subscribers in like 3 or 4 months. Absolutely insane.
All the way through, because I'm gonna go through each and every one of my income streams and kind of give you a behind the scenes of what my life is like. Number one is my new real estate brokerage, and this...
Nice. So he does give a behind the scenes, and like I mentioned that, you know, behind the scenes life as an entrepreneur. If you guys are interested in the behind the scenes of myself building MySwimPro to a global technology and media company, roughly the same age of Charlie, make sure you subscribe to my channel. I talk about startups, entrepreneurship, and angel investing, helping people take their business to the next level. So if that's you and you're interested in growing your business, or you're looking for that entrepreneurial insight and motivation to get started, make sure you're subscribed and like this video.
This is probably the biggest project I had in the last year, where I actually started studying for my brokerage test, passed my broker's exam, and created my first formal corporation called Core Capital Realty. Core Capital Realty is a 100% commission brokerage, which means that we pay our agents 100% of their commission minus a small transaction fee. I felt like too many brokerages were just taking too much money away from their agents, so I was like, hey, I want to create my own brokerage that can actually solve that problem. And we are completely virtual, we don't have a physical office, and as a result, we can pass those savings on to our agents. So right now we do have 7 agents, but we are trying to grow really fast for this next year. Along with this real estate brokerage, I am still doing real estate sales myself, so I am working as a realtor. And in the last year, I've done some...
Okay, so those are kind of two different things, real estate brokerage and real estate sales. On the one side, real estate sales is something you can do kind of independent, but setting up a brokerage and working with 7 agents, again, props. I mean, we have a team of 12 at MySwimPro, and I just know how much time and management it is just to have a team. So the fact that he has so many things going on and a brokerage is really impressive.
some great deals. I've met a lot of people, some clients that have turned into friends, and I also feel like I've just made a lot of progress in terms of my real estate knowledge and being able to help my clients the best that I can. So basically how I make money through my brokerage and through real estate sales is I get a commission of about 2.5% for every home I sell or buy. In states where real estate prices are quite high, this can definitely mean a high paycheck. And on the brokerage side, I am mentoring my new agents, and that does.
I mean, the guy lives in California, so if you think a house is $1 million, 2.5%, it adds up.
Bring in some money, and I am getting those transaction fees whenever an agent helps someone buy or sell a home. So my second stream of income for the last year has been doing mortgages. And I mentioned this in my last video, but I work as a mortgage loan originator. I know a lot of you guys aren't really familiar with what that means, but basically what a mortgage loan
Oh my God, so he's doing the real estate and he's doing the mortgages. So, and he's got a real estate brokerage. That's insane.
originator does is they help people get mortgages. One of the toughest things about any real estate transaction is the financing part. You know, when people are buying like $800,000 homes, $1 million homes, most people aren't going to be paying cash and they need to borrow money from a bank. So what I do is I get all their documents in place. I get a loan application, I get their bank statements, I get their pay stubs, I run their credit score, and I package all that together and I basically send it to a lender. The company I work for does loans with a ton of different lenders. So we basically see which lender has the best product for the specific client. And once I find that best rate for the client, I take all their documents and I send it to that lender. And pretty much I get paid a commission from that lender for giving them that client. The borrower, the person that's buying the home, doesn't have to pay me anything. And if you are interested,
yeah, that makes sense. So he's getting a commission per deal paid by the lender. So he's kind of like a referral, you know, paid by performance, which makes sense, makes sense.
In real estate, mortgages is a really great way to make money, and you can pretty much work from home. You don't need to go out and show homes. You don't need to put on a tie and a suit.
Oh my God, I feel like this guy, Charlie, could be the salesman for any type of career. It's like, hey, this is why you should be a real estate agent. This is why you should be a mortgage lender. This is why you should be a YouTuber. This is why you should be X, Y, Z. And I'm almost confident, we've only been through a couple of revenue streams, but I'm positive that's the vibe I'm gonna get for every other revenue stream.
I love doing mortgages. I'm really fascinated by all the numbers and finding the best program for a client. And it's something that I've been doing since 2013. And I definitely see myself pursuing mortgages in the long term and kind of focusing down on mortgages and also real estate. Okay, we're all done with the boring stuff. Real estate and mortgages, I know they're not that exciting. So we're gonna get into some of the more creative and not normal income sources that I currently have. So my third income source that I currently have is modeling. And I've been modeling since 2012 when I got started by modeling for my college, UCLA. After that, I got signed with my first agency, BMG Models, worked with them for a couple of years, and then after that, I switched agencies to Osbrink. And Osbrink, now known as O Models, was one of the better print and commercial agencies in Los Angeles. So I did a ton of cool work for them. I had a blast, met a lot of amazing people, and since then I've sort of toned it down.
Yeah, I mean, he's in Los Angeles, and if there's a place to be modeling, it's super competitive though, so I don't know really if it must be difficult, but I mean, if he's got the right connections, he's interested in it, he's got the look, he can build a brand, and that actually would probably amplify, because he's got such great photography around himself, can amplify any other income stream he tries to pursue.
Currently have a full service agency like that, but I am on NewBook, which is like a virtual agency. So every once in a while, I will get booked for a job through that app. And I always get really excited when I do because I love modeling. I love the change of pace from what I currently normally do. And it also brings in quite good money whenever I do get a job. For most modeling professional jobs, I'd say that the base pay starts at around $100 to $200 per hour. I've done full day shoots that paid $3,500 as a day rate, but I've also done shoots that pay just like $800 per day. It really depends on the client, how big they are, how much of a budget they have, and
you know, I'd be really interested to see Charlie's own reaction on this video in a couple of years, just because while $100 to $200 per hour sounds like a lot, and I mean, for most people, that's incredible to make that kind of money. But when you think about it and you're at the level that I think Charlie is at, and as he continues to progress, your time is actually a lot more valuable than $100 to $200 per hour. So it really needs, if he's gonna do modeling, it really needs to be something that he enjoys, because if he were to take that same hour and apply it to some other income streams, his hour might come out to actually being, you know, $1,000 or $2,000 per hour of actual time spent working. So it really, and it's not gonna scale in modeling unless He really takes modeling seriously. And so I definitely think it'd be interesting to see how he reacts to his own video in a few years.
I guess how hard the shoot is. But for most of the time, shoots are very easy. There's a lot of downtime where you're not shooting, and you can actually just hang out with the other models or just be on your phone. But yeah, my modeling income has gotten smaller and smaller each year. So right now I would say it is a pretty insignificant amount of money compared to what I'm making from the other income streams. But if you guys are interested in modeling, definitely check it out. It's a lot of fun, and every one of your friends will make fun of you for it. Okay, my fourth stream of income is YouTube. And this is something I never thought I would say, because before this year, I didn't think it was actually possible to make any income from making YouTube videos. But starting late March and April, I really buckled down on this and I made pretty much one.
There are some YouTubers that make an absurd amount of money. I mean, I'm doing this for fun with the potential that in the future I could make some cash, but right now I'm just doing it for fun, whether it's Graham Stephan or Meet Kevin, Andre Jin, finance category. There's so many guys and gals investing with Rose that are really monetizing on YouTube, and Charlie has now entered into this gorilla category. He's got over 100,000 subscribers, and there's no doubt that he's pulling in a pretty significant amount of revenue from YouTube ads.
YouTube video every single day. It was one of the most tiring things I've ever done, but it was so worth it. In doing so, I gained like over 30,000 subscribers in a month, and I monetized my YouTube account. Honestly, the amount of ad revenue that videos can bring in, it's just shocking. Like before this, I knew people made money on YouTube, people like Graham Stephan, Meet Kevin, but they have so many subscribers and so many views. I never thought that a small YouTuber like me could actually make a significant amount of money through YouTube. And yes, I did make a more detailed video going through my exact earnings for my first month of YouTube being monetized. I'll put the link to it in the description below. So how making money on YouTube works is every time you post a video that is monetized, so it does have ads in it, YouTube will pay you 55% of the ad revenue that the video generates. The amount that each video makes really depends on one, the number of views, and also the type of content that the video is about. For most of my stuff, it's about like entrepreneurship, stocks, money. They have quite a high pay per 1,000 views. So for my videos, I think the average right now is about $16 per 1,000 views. But of course, I just get 55% of that, and YouTube takes their 45% cut. This source of revenue, I think, is the coolest one I have right now, and my parents are actually really stoked. They didn't know that this was even possible, but the recent explosion in my account has just really like kind of opened their eyes. And
yeah, I mean, who doesn't want to be a YouTuber? Now, if you're comfortable talking in front of a camera like I am or Charlie, it's something that you can do relatively easily. I think a lot of people don't understand how much time it actually takes to plan out, shoot, edit, and then post, and then engage with all the people who are watching your videos. So definitely, it may seem easier than it actually is, but hey, 1 to 2 videos per day, what a champ.
Showed them that, like, yes, there are tons of other ways that people make money. You don't have to just be a doctor or a lawyer or any other traditional field. Okay, my fifth source of income is actually from affiliate marketing. And if you aren't familiar with what this is, it's kind of what it sounds like.
I mean, to be perfectly honest, Charlie is probably making more money than most medical professionals, pretty much any career path at the age of 28. And if he continues on this trend, by the time he's 30, money will be no question. Like he will be able to live very comfortably and kind of do whatever he wants. So good for him.
Basically an affiliate for a company. What that means is that I will promote other companies' products on my videos, and whenever someone does sign up or makes a purchase, I will normally get a small commission. This is really tied in with the whole YouTube thing, because now that I've sort of built an audience, I can actually put links in my descriptions to products and services that I really like, and enough people will actually follow my recommendations and buy the product or service that actually brings in quite a good.
Yeah, I mean, there's 2 main ways to do affiliate marketing. You're either a YouTuber or you've got a blog or some other way, or a website, some other way to get traffic. And some percentage of those people are gonna click on the links. You make a small commission off of all of those links. The more people you have watching your stuff, the more money you're gonna make.
Amount of money. I hate people that are scammy, so I've really just tried to work with companies that I love and whose products and services I actually use. So right now the main companies I work with are Webull, Amazon, Real Estate Express, and Rakuten. These are all services or products that I personally use and love, and that's why I have no problem recommending them to my viewers. If you're curious about how the whole process works, it's quite simple. Basically, I just put a link to the product or service in my video description, and when people click on that link, it creates a cookie, and the company knows that that person clicked on the link from me. So if they do make a purchase, the company will automatically tag that purchase with my account, and at the end of the month, they'll basically just direct deposit my bank account. It's really simple, and anyone that has sort of an audience can definitely do affiliate marketing. Okay, my sixth income source is Amazon FBA. When anyone asks me what my most bad side hustle is, I always say that it's Amazon FBA. If you're not familiar with what this is, it's...
All right, so we're 5 income streams in right now, and I mean, that's very, very impressive. So the fact that he's got another 5 sources of income just shows how much of a hustler this guy is. Again, hats off to Charlie.
Basically called Fulfillment by Amazon, and it's a way for you to sell products through Amazon's platform. I started back in 2016 when I was trying to buy a product, and I realized that there weren't too many sellers selling that on Amazon. So basically I was like, hey, I've heard of Amazon FBA. I'm gonna start making this product because I think it's not gonna be too expensive. And based on the prices that other people were selling it for, it has a pretty good profit margin. So what I did was I contacted the factory through...
This is the classic definition of an entrepreneur. Someone who sees that there's something missing in the market, and then they jump in and they create the solution to solve it. And when it comes to Amazon FBA, he started in 2016. So I think that movement was really getting hot in 14, 15, 16. It's really competitive right now, so it's unlikely to find whatever product he's talking about without a lot of competition. But again, it comes back to being an entrepreneur. He saw that there was a gap in the market, he took action, and he made it happen.
Alibaba.com, got in a sample product, it was all good, created my own private label, had them make 500 units of that product, and had it shipped over here to Amazon's warehouse. Ever since then, I've added more and more products to my catalog, and I think in the last year, I have added 2 or 3 more products. Whenever someone does make a purchase on Amazon, Amazon's going to pack it and ship it and handle all the customer service. So it is a really cool business model in that I never actually have to see the products, and I just kind of manage the creation and shipment over to Amazon's warehouse, and they pretty much do the rest. So it is very passive. The only time you need to invest time in is when you are creating a new product or getting in more inventory. So if your current inventory is running low, you have to go back to your supplier and make another order and then handle all the logistics and getting it made and getting it shipped to Amazon. But besides that, it's really not too bad. It's very passive, and the bulk of the work comes at the very beginning. So pretty much all I do for my Amazon FBA business.
He talks about this like it's no big deal. I mean, honestly, there is some skill to this, and I think he maybe is oversimplifying it. He actually, Charlie made a video about Amazon FBA overview, and I watched it, and it was really well put together, and it kind of overviews in more detail how the process actually works. It is still a high level for beginners, but the fact that he's kind of managing all of this and the real estate brokerage and producing YouTube videos, that's amazing.
This now is look at my numbers and be happy that I made money without doing anything. My 7th source of income is photography, and I've been doing photography since 2007 when I had a friend who had a camera and I got super into it. Like, we were just taking pictures every single day. Then luckily I got my mom to actually get me a camera as a gift. And
what can this guy not do? I mean, photography from now, I do resonate with this. I actually first started in entrepreneurship doing video marketing consulting projects, so I'd actually be hired to make videos. So I'm not sure if that's exactly what Charlie is doing, but to really pursue that and actually consider it a source of income, very, very impressive.
Since then, it's literally been like a part of my identity. And while I do far less photography now than I did back when I was in college or after I graduated college, I'll still normally do around 10 shoots per year, I think. Photography is one of those income streams where I don't really do it too much to make money anymore, but it just makes me really happy to pick up a camera and be able to create art. I literally think that portraits are like the most beautiful thing in the world. For some reason, I just have this fascination with taking pictures of people. I just feel that humans are so...
I think that's really important. So he's not doing it to make money. It goes back to modeling. So he might make, I don't know, $1,000, $2,000 for a shoot. He does 10 to 20 of those a year. Maybe he makes 15, 20 grand a year. Awesome side income. But again, he's getting to a position where, you know, if you're making $500,000 to $1 million a year, is, you know, $1,200 really worth spending 6 hours of your time on the weekend? And it sounds like he's doing it for passion because he enjoys it. And I absolutely agree that that's something that you should pursue. And if you can make some side income, sure, why not?
Awesome, so beautiful, and so cool to photograph. So it's really worked out for me because portraiture is actually one of the best paying types of photography. Back in college and in the years after college, I was doing like up to 150 graduation shoots each year. It used to be a big chunk of my income, but unfortunately right now I've tried to focus on other things, so I've had less time to do photography. But I would say that if you are in college or if you just love creating art, definitely give photography a shot. And the amount of really awesome people that you meet is just mind-blowing. Like, I've met so many really great friends from photography. I've literally sold houses to my past photography clients. That's how many people you'll meet, and you'll always have those relationships for later on. My 8th source of income is the rental income I get from my investment property. So back in 2017, my sister and I went halvesies on a condo in West LA, where we pretty much bought a fixer-upper. It was completely gross and not livable. Tore everything out, and we spent $42,000 renovating the place. I mentioned this in my
Nice condo in LA. I mean, who knows what the rent is for that, but once you get it set up, it's straight passive income.
Last video, but in doing so, in putting those $42,000 into the home, we generated about $170,000 of equity, giving us a profit of about $130,000. Now granted, those were like 2 hardest months of my life actually renovating that place, but it was also one of the best learning experiences I've ever had. My sister's never lived there. It's always been her investment property, but I actually moved away from that place about half a year ago now, and currently it is rented out to 2 of my friends. So every month they pay their rent, that goes into our account. We pay the mortgage, we pay the HOA fees, we pay for any maintenance, and what's left is our positive cash flow. Now I can't say that we make too much money from this property. We aren't renting it out for market value. It's actually quite a bit lower because they are friends. And if you know Los Angeles, the rent to price ratios are terrible there. You'll see $800,000 condos renting for like $3,500. Whereas in some other states, you'll have places that are like $300 or $400.
Ooh, why are you doing that? Come on, man, you're a business dude. Just because they're friends doesn't mean you can't charge rent. Come on now.
$100,000 renting for the same amount. The one good thing about these really high cost of living areas like Los Angeles and SF and New York is that they've historically had much better appreciation rates. Since there's so much demand for living in these places, the prices of homes generally will go up like 2 times each 10 years. That's how it's been historically, but I mean, I don't think it's gonna grow that fast from now on. But we are building equity in the home, and we are hoping that the house does appreciate. Maybe in the future we will sell it, but for right now,
I mean, quite frankly, the real estate value might double faster than every 10 years in California, specifically LA, depending on location and how that market is evolving. It might double in 5 to 7 years. Pretty amazing.
All these gains in equity, it's tied up with the house, and we actually don't have access to that money unless we do a HELOC, a cash out refinance, or actually sell the property. My 9th income source is my stock portfolio. I am invested in lots of stocks that do pay out dividends, so this means like every quarter or so, these companies will pay me a portion of their profits through dividends. These dividends I never cash out. I always put them back into my portfolio to be reinvested. And today,
all right, so dividend stock is, yeah, you can consider it a source of income, but I'm assuming he's not relying on dividends as a real source of income. He's probably just reinvesting that money, but let's find out.
I've never taken out any money from my stock accounts. I've only been putting money in. So these stock accounts are gaining money through those dividends as well as their appreciation and gain in value. Of course, with the recent pandemic, I did lose quite a bit of money, but actually most of the portfolio has bounced back, and I have made some investments in some riskier stocks that have done quite well. So I actually think I haven't lost too much money with this pandemic. But yes, it is very important for you to invest your money. It should not all be sitting in a bank account getting like 1 or 2% interest. Historically, the stock market has always gone up, and I mostly invest in index funds. So for example, funds such as VOO, which is my favorite S&P 500 ETF of all time. I'll invest in these types of index funds long term because I know that in 30 years or so, they're going to be worth a lot more. Index funds are the most guaranteed way for you to make money in the stock market. I know it's not as fun as investing in individual stocks, but for most investors, investing in these types of index funds is the smartest way to do it. Oh, and this isn't exactly stocks, but around 5% of my net worth.
Investing advice, take it or leave it. I'm not a financial professional, disclaimer. However, index funds are a great way to de-risk your portfolio. At the same time, you're not guaranteed to make money in the stock market. So investing has risks.
Is actually in cryptocurrencies right now. So yes, I am kind of a risky person. So I do like putting my money in things that I find a bit more fun and more risky. But yeah, I hope my dad doesn't hear this because he hates crypto. And my 10th source of income, this is something that's brand new, which I'm still working on, but this is consulting and mentoring. So in the last half year, I've had so many people ask me on TikTok messages, through DMs on Instagram, and even straight up like calling me or emailing me to see if I can actually help them out in their life. And I've always said no. Like I just want to create free content for people, and I felt a little bit weird about them actually wanting to pay money. But I think there is enough demand now, and I think that people genuinely want to hear my opinion on how they can structure their life, how they can live the life that they want, because they see me in my social media living a life that is less traditional. It's more like open and freeing than doing a traditional 9-to-5 job. So they're always like, how can I live like you? What habits can I have? What do I need to do in order to build up so many different businesses? So right now I am doing one-on-one consultations with people. I definitely don't want to push this out. Like I don't want to be annoying about it, but if you guys do want to book a quick session with me, I am definitely...
I'm almost speechless because I feel the exact same way. People see my Instagram account, they see that I've started a company, I'm 28 years old, and they think, how do I get to that level? How do I do something like that? And I get a ton of DMs, and quite frankly, Charlie's probably getting killed with the DMs because he has such a big following. So again, hats off for 10th source of income.
What habits can I have? Doing those, and I just really want to help out as many people as I can. Like even though I am putting out all this free content for you guys on TikTok and YouTube and Instagram, people still want something that's a bit more customized and personal. So yes, this is something that I've started and that I will be building on in the next year. Whew! So those are all my income sources as of right now. I just want to make it clear that just because I have 10 different income sources doesn't mean that I am making millions and millions of dollars. In fact, if you want to make a lot of money, a lot of people say just to focus on 1, 2, or max 3 things. However, for me, I've just always been the type of person that really enjoys doing a lot of different things. Like I can't just do one thing because I will get bored of it the next day and I want to do something else. So I've been able to take that disadvantage and kind of turn it into an advantage, where I've been able to structure my life to be able to create these multiple businesses, to be able to create these multiple sources of income. And no days alike. Each of my days is different, and
I'm with him all the way. I love getting my hands dirty in a lot of different things. I do agree that focus is actually more important because you need to have like those 1, 2, 3 main things, and which it sounds like for him is a few of those, and then everything else is sort of just on the side.
Overall, that makes me really happy. I enjoy not working for anyone. I enjoy being my own boss. I enjoy not necessarily knowing where my next paycheck is going to come from. It just makes life a lot more interesting for me, and I just want to make these types of videos because I know a lot of you guys are similar. And if you are feeling lost, just like I was back in college, I want to be able to create this type of content that can inspire you and tell you that.
That's where I think he's probably not painting the most realistic picture, because he has 7 other agents he's working with at his real estate brokerage. And so when you're an entrepreneur and you actually work with other people, you're not really your own boss. You actually work for your team. And I think that's something that he's missing out a little bit. Depends on how he's structured. He might be a very solo entrepreneur and he really doesn't have to deal with anyone else. But in reality, you do have to communicate with a lot of other people when you're in the position that he's in, or myself. And I think that is forgotten by a lot of entrepreneurs.
Yes, you can do this. Like, it's definitely not a lifestyle for everyone. A traditional career is great. Working a traditional job can be amazing. You can make more money doing that. But ultimately, my way of thinking is, if it's not going to make you as happy as you could be, then it isn't the job that you should be doing. Same thing with being a doctor for me. Like, I was always good at science, but I never truly wanted to be a doctor. I always knew that if I were to go down that path, if I were to apply for med school again and get in, there would always be something inside of me that wasn't fulfilled. So I'm really into taking action. If there's something that you want in life, then you just really have to go get it. There isn't anything that's going to be stopping you from reaching these goals. And if you want a certain lifestyle, you can create that. You can curate everything you do. And if you put in the effort, you put in the time, and you are consistent with it, you will absolutely reach your goals and really have to go get it.
Go do it. Get out there. Make it happen. Take action. Just do it. I think taking action and taking that first step is probably the biggest barrier that hinders people's ability to actually do anything in this life. You shouldn't just sit around. If you have a passion, if you have a vision, go and take that first step.
Live the type of life that you want. So that's it for this video. I hope you guys had some fun hearing what types of income sources I currently have. But most importantly, I hope that you've taken away that you can just build whatever life you want. I'm not anything special, so if I can do it, you can do it as well.
Let me know in the comments what you guys think of his 10 sources of income at the age of 28. If you guys are looking for that entrepreneurship advice, inspiration, and insight, make sure you follow Charlie. Also, make sure you follow my channel where I talk about startups, entrepreneurship, and angel investing, helping entrepreneurs take their business to the next level. Or if you have that idea for starting a company, but you're not really sure what to do next, you've come to the right place because I help share the right tips and tricks to take those first steps. Again, thank you so much for watching. Make sure you subscribe. Feel free to follow me on social media, like this video, and I'll see you guys next time. Keep hustling.